Hello, on behalf of Haldia Institute of Pharmacy, today we are discussing about questioning pattern related to the various level of Bloom taxonomy. This is a model question paper where we can see that along with the questions, another two column has been came out, which is CO and BTL. CO, you all know that CO means the course outcome, which is coming with the subject knowledge, and BTL, the full form of BTL is Bloom taxonomy level. So before we going to start, we have to know about the BTL. BTL means the Bloom taxonomy. It is a comprehensive framework used to classify and organize educational goal, objective and outcomes. It is initially developed by educational psychologist Benjamin Bloom and his colleagues in 1956. It helps the educator to design curriculum and instruction that systemically develop student cognitive abilities. Bloom taxonomy ensured that teaching methods and learning activities align with the desired educational outcomes, fostering a more effective and comprehensive learning experience. This is the Bloom taxonomy level. As first, we know that we can see that the level one, which is remembering level, very lower order thinking skill, and in this level we can see that only recalling and recognition level of knowledge which is coming from the long time of learning, and this is few keywords which we can use during the preparing of the questions. Mainly the keywords are define, name, identity or identify, list, state, quote, locate, show and word. Next, the understanding level. After remembering level, it is also a lower order thinking skill. Here we can as we can explain that it is a making sense what you we can learn. The keywords which are using this understanding level: interpret, classify, summarize, explain, distinct, describe, paraphrase, restate, associate, report, discuss. These are the different kind of keywords which help to make a question paper into level 2 understanding level. Next, the level 3 or applying level. It is a starting of higher order thinking skill. Here we can see that use of knowledge gained to the new ways. The keywords which we can use in the applying level, or when we are using the certain higher order thinking skill, we can use the keyword implement, calculate, use, apply, carry out, demonstrate, determine, compute, experiment, examine, discover, modify, predict and solve. These are the different kind of keywords where we can use on the framing of question paper. Next is the analyzing level. Analyzing level, it is coming into the level 4. It is a higher order thinking skill level where go by the definition part, we can see that it is a understand how the part is related to one another. Means the breaking of information into the parts. Yeah. We can use different keywords like outline, classify, break down, analyze, illustrate, infer, select, group, organize, arrange, inspect, reconstruct, compare, construct, criticize, examine, correlate, diagram based, calculate, categorized. So these are the keywords where we can use these keywords when it is required to for the analyzing level or level 4. Next is the level 5. It is highest order thinking skill. Evaluating level. Justify the decision or course of action, making judgment based the set of rules, where we can use the different kind of keywords: appraise, argue, decide, choose, rank, grade, test, select, compare, justify, evaluate, validate, support, conclude, assess, relate, value. Level 6 is the creating level. It is the highest order thinking skill. As per definition, generation of new ideas, product or base of the living or putting information together in an innovative way. Here we can use the different kind of keyword like construct, formulate, build, invent, create, derive, integrate, arrange, compose, design and develop. So go by the in depth of that keywords. At first we can see the different keywords which are listed, and on the answering pattern the student can use by this using this kind of keywords. Student can give the answer or recall the answer, recognition of different specific information. It is a very basic where we can just recall a recognition of answer in a specific way. So these are the, by this using that remembering of words, like there are sets of questions we can generate and how they are answered. Like as per the example, it is a define, we can generate like define sterilization, define infection, name, by using the name type of word we can say that the name of two biological indicators, name of physical methods for sterilization, identify the type of microorganisms, identify the organism used in the acid fast staining. So these are the very basic questions and very short type of question where we can give the answer in a very specifically. These are also a different kind of another course where we can use that remembering type of questions. These are also a remembering type of sample questions like locate, show, what. Next is understanding. Understanding is also a very lower level of Bloom taxonomy level, where we only give understand the given information, where the different kind of phrases are there. So different kind of phrases we can use for that: interpret, classify, summarize, explain, distinct, describe, paraphrase. And the student roles are to only explain or given very outline answers, restates or the translate, they can demonstrate. So these are the understanding per pattern, or the given answer is very specific. So these are the sample question paper which we can generate by the understanding level, like explain how the filtration sterilization is used for the heat labile substance. The answer will be filtration removes the microorganism using membrane filters without heating the solution. Distinguish between moist heat sterilization and dry heat sterilization. Moist heat kills by coagulation of protein and dye heat kills the oxidation of cell components. Describe the role of laminar airflow cabinet. It provides the sterile working area by passing the air through HEPA filter. So this is the very basic knowledge where and basic about the understanding level. Next is applying. Applying it is a starting of the higher order. In applying level, we can use the different kind of phrases which are enlisted in the slides, but the student roles are solve the problems, demonstrate the use of knowledge, calculate, compiles. And here in applying level, we have to using the strategies, concept, principles and theories of the new situations. Like if we go through the applying level, we can see that implement an aseptic technique for the transferring culture from one tube to another. Answer will be sterilizing loop, flame the test tube mouth, transfer the culture aseptically inside the laminar flow cabinet, Calculate the dilution factor of 1 ml bacterial culture is added to the 9 ml sterile water. The dilution factor will be 1 plus 9 by 1, 1 is to 10 ratio. Use the gram staining to identify the unknown bacterial sample. So prepare the smear, fix it, apply crystal violet, iodine solution, then decolorize, then saffronin, add the saffronin and observe the color to identify the gram type. So these are the applying level where the question pattern will be changed, and it will be through the practical oriented or the practice oriented. Next, these are also the few questions which are answer will also are narrated in the level. Next is the another higher order is analyzing. Analyzing is the breaking information down into the components of element, where it means that here the question pattern is such kind of where the new information is coming out. The traditional information are implement in a such a way that way it can be generated some new information from the old one. And here we can make the question is like that: outline, classify, break down, analyze, illustrate, infer, select, group. So this kind of using this kind of phrase can complement or imply the help to and help to create a new answer from the traditional pattern. If we go into the in depth, so we can say that we can generate the question: outline the steps involved in the bacterial growth analysis. So means here the question is not only the growth analysis, it will be this, it also new we have to know about the steps. What are the steps? The answer will be the inoculation, incubation, measurement of growth, plotting of growth curve, and interpretation of phrases. Next is classify the sterilization method based on the type of agent used. So here we cannot commercial, we cannot giving the question like the sterilization only about the sterilization. Here we can classify or we can identify the sterilization on the basis of what kind of method or what kind of sterilization methods are used. So it is a very depth wise, and when the we need a question in very depth wise, then we can use that kind of analyzing pattern. So these are the some illustrate the illustrate the bacterial growth curve with proper leveling, where we can draw the gap. We have to draw the curve in showing the lag, log, and stationary phase and death phases with the cell count and versus time. So these are the required documents or required knowledge we have to gather or from the question where we are applying the different phrases related to the analyzing Bloom taxonomy level. Next is the highest order. Highest order Bloom taxonomy level, that is evaluating. Evaluating means it is the judging the value of ideas, materials, and method by developing and applying the standards and criteria. So in that Bloom taxonomy level, we can use the different phrases which helps to give the judge the value of ideas and material and methods by developing or applying the new standards or criteria. So in that area, it is these are the different questions, sample questions like decide the most appropriate sterilization method for the heat labile solution. Decide which test to perform for detecting the bacterial endotesting in the parenteral products. So from this pattern, question pattern, we can identify that the question is very specific and the answer should be the very specific manner. Next is validate the process of autoclave sterilization. Means when we are giving this kind of questions, we have to remind that not only know about the sterilization, we have to give the knowledge about their different indicators or how the validation process will be done for the assessment of different sterilization method. Next is the next level is also it is the highest level of Bloom taxonomy, where we that is called creating, and this in this creating we can putting together the ideas or element to develop the original idea and engage in a creative thinking. So it is a highest order, means here by generation of by using this kind of phrases we can generate the new ideas or new creative thinking. So these are the questions, sample question. We by using this creating manner, the construct the process flow diagram for sterile dosage form of manufacturing. It is basically vary the construct means it is basically varies from area to area where the sterilization is done. So whenever we have to write or develop this kind of question, so we have to know that the question will be very specific and very no, very specific. And next, the formulate a new nutrient medium for the fastidious bacteria. Here we can add the growth factor like blood, serum, vitamins, and support the growth of nutritional demanding microorganisms. Next is build a schematic representation of microbial growth phases in the batch culture, where we can illustrate the lag, log, and stationary and death phases with the access level for the time and cell number. The main thing is on the creating level, we have to create or use that kind of phrases where we need the answer a very innovative way or in very creative way, where a traditional path is not followed, or we can prepare something where we can or formulate something or new ideas where we can use that kind of creating phrases. These are also some phrases like arrange, compose, design, develop. We can see that this type of phrases can already use a design clean room layout with the air filtration and personal flow, develop a quality control checklist for the sterile manufacturing area. So we can have an idea that it is a very specifically where we need a creating level. So this is a Bloom taxonomy marks distribution. Means when we are creating a question paper or when we generate the question after generation of question paper by using the different kind of Bloom taxonomy level. So we have to arrange our question paper in a such a way where the all the distribution of marks should be minimal. Means we cannot put a marks on the lowest level, maximum marks on the lowest level, or we cannot put the marks on the highest level of Bloom taxonomy. So now the number distribution is also a very important part, and it is also a varied depend on the subject to subject, because in very many subjects where we cannot use the applying level or analyzing level, and in many subject we cannot use the creating level. So depending on the subject we can use the number distribution, and this is a very general or very specific where we can give uncertain weightage that 10 to 15% we have to put the remembering level. Mainly this remembering level we can use in the short type answer or objective type of answer. And understanding level, it is contained the 20 to 25% of the approx marks or total marks. It is used for the short and descriptive descriptive type of answers. And it is also case of applying level, where the higher level are started. It is the applying and applying area. We can use the 20 to 25%, where some numerical questions can arise, or the problem solving, where we can use the applying level. But where the applying level is not justifiable, when we can change our marks into the remembering and understanding also. But in case of evaluation creation, this is a highest level of Bloom taxonomy. So here the marks distribution is very minimum, means only the long type of question pattern where we can use that evaluation and creation marks. It is not used into the different phrases which are used to construct the question paper, where we cannot use the evaluation and creation, or evaluating or creating type of Bloom taxonomy level into the short questions or descriptive type of question paper. So this is specifically for the highest level or highest number of question paper. And it is when we are generating the question paper, we have to think that, or we have to keep in mind that the question paper, the question should be in question paper, the question should be in research based, or problem based, or reasoning based, or it is some critical thinking based. The question should be such that, and when we can use the creating or evaluating purpose. But if rest of the question, it is not a hard and soul that we can use this kind of percentage only. We can change the percentage depending on the need of the subject, or depending on the pattern of the subject, or depending on the CO. It is totally based on the CO, how the CO is narrated to the subject. We can change that according to the percentage also. Thank you.